Hi, Adam.
Hey.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Adam Pierce and his twin brother Matthew grew up playing hockey together. Both became law enforcement officers. Had you always been interested in a career in law enforcement?
Not always. My father was a law enforcement officer. Initially, I think the excitement that I wanted out of it. But then once I got into it, it was more of like, helping that community that I worked in, because they had put me in a really bad place. But there was good people that lived there. These good people would come to you and tell you, thank you. So it was really, it shifted, once you really kind of got into it.
Did you feel that you were able to make a difference?
Yeah, at the time. I got bad guys off the street.
Can you take us through what happened on Monday, October 10th, 2005?
Sure, yeah. It's interesting when these things happen, you tend not to forget, I remember we had done a traffic stop and he said, hey, he saw some guys, presumably selling drugs over on the same corner that they always sold on. And the guy took off on a bike. I got out on foot and chased him. But I could hear my partner hit him with a taser, and you could hear it going off, it was clacking. But as I approached, I could see that he was getting up. And that was telling me the taser wasn't effective, it wasn't working. And he got up, he started running again. And he took about 2 or 3 steps and then planted his feet, and his hands went to his waist. He spun around and he had the gun in his left hand. And as I was running towards him, he aimed it towards my face. And what would have hit me right here in the forehead, I ducked. It's the only thing I could do. I ducked and it went through my hat and put a trough through the top of my head. And I started to fall, and he lowered his gun and he tried to shoot me in the top of the head. And it missed, it hit me in the neck. And I went down through my lung, missed my aorta by an inch or 2, struck me at T6 vertebrae, and severed my spinal cord at T7. And then I laid there. Once I got to the hospital, they took me in trauma and had me on the trauma table. The next 4 days were a blur. I knew immediately that something was really wrong. I tried to become okay with that, because what choice do you have? You don't.
So how challenging were those days, weeks, months, years?
We're talking years. It took me 10 years probably, maybe.
2 years after his injury, Adam decided to try sled hockey.
I remember getting out there on the ice it was almost devastating. At the time, a reminder of what I couldn't do anymore. I was going through a really hard time. My wife, Crystal, she encouraged me to get back in this. Just give it another try. Just do it again. She called my brother and said, hey, would you do this with him? And I remember getting back out there, and it was totally different. It was, you're not disabled anymore. I was free. Silence. That's the only thing there is when you're out there. It's powerful. And having Matthew and Crystal there was the whole reason why I was able to do it. I don't think I could have done it otherwise. It was just pass it back and forth. Because that's what we did in the driveway.
What's your favorite part about it now?
Family. The people. Really found something, and I'm grateful. Very grateful. The community, The sled hockey community is just amazing.
Adam was able to score a very special goal 2 months ago as a member of the Lightning's sled hockey team.
It was the Sled Classic, the NHL Sled Classic. We made it to the finals, the championship game, and I scored the game-winning goal. So it was nice. an open mind. I wasn't open to the possibility that sled hockey could be as equally or even more gratifying than stand-up hockey. I didn't even consider that a possibility. I think would be important to explain to anybody that maybe has lost, something like I lost. I called it my identity. As a hockey player, that's who I am.
And you found it again.
Yeah. I never really, I was always a hockey player, I like to say, I think. I just needed a little help. I want to talk to everybody I see that's in a chair now, ask them if they play hockey.